So today I'm going to be reading a book to you. Let's face it, I love to read, right? So today น้อยซีมาอ่านปึ้มสู่ฟัง Okay, let's get going. แป๊บเดียวโอเค และก็เราจะมาอ่านปึ้มกันโอเค Beautifulต้องเห็นเบิ่งตัวเองใส่แว่นตา Alright, so I'm going to read you this book. It's a very, very awesome book. But first, hold on here, let me... Okay. John C. Maxwell. How successful people think. Okay. So let's get going. Okay. All right. Introduction. Good thinkers are always in demand. A person who thinks how may always have a job, but the person who knows why will always be his boss. Good thinkers solve problems. They never lack ideas that can build an organization, and they always have hope for a better future. Good thinkers rarely find themselves at the mercy of ruthless people who would take advantage of them or try to deceive them. People like Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler, who once boasted, "What luck for rulers that men do not think." Those who develop the process of good thinking can rule themselves, even while under an oppressing ruler or in other difficult circumstances. In short, good thinkers are successful. I study successful people for 40 years, and though the diversity you find among them is astounding, I found that they are all alike in one way: how they think. That is, the one thing that separates successful people from unsuccessful ones. And here's the good news: how successful people think can be learned. If you change your thinking, you can change your life. Why you should change your thinking? It's hard to overstate the value of changing your thinking. Good thinking can do many things for you: generate revenue, solves problems, and creates opportunity. It can take you to a whole new level, personally and professionally. It really can change your life. Consider some things you need to know about changing. Consider some things you need to know about thinking. 1. Change thinking is not automatic. Sadly, a change in thinking doesn't happen on its own. Good ideas rarely comes out and find someone. If you want to find a good idea, you must search for it. If you want to become a better thinker, the good idea keeps coming. In fact, the amount of good thinking you can do at any time depends primary and the amount of good thinking you are already doing. 2. Change thinking is difficult. When you hear someone says, "Now, that is just off the top of my head," expect dandruff. The only people who believe thinking is easy are those who doesn't habitually engage in it. Nobel Prize winning physicist Albert Einstein, one of the best thinkers who ever lived, assured, "Thinking is hard work." That's why so few do it. Because thinking is so difficult, you want to use anything you can to help you improve the process. 3. Change thinking is worth the investment. Author Napoleon Hill observed, "More gold have been mined through the thoughts of man than has ever been taken from the earth." When you take the time to learn how to change your thinking and become a better thinker, you are investing in yourself. Gold mine tap out, stock markets crash, real estate investments can go sour, but a human mind with the ability to think well is like a diamond mine that never runs out. It's priceless. How we become a better thinker. Do you want to master the process of good thinking? Do you want to be a better teacher tomorrow than you are today? Then you need to engage in an ongoing process that improves your thinking. I recommend you to do the following. 1. Expose yourself to good input. Good thinkers always prime the pump of ideas. They always look for things to get the thinking process started, because what you put in always impacts what you come out. Read books, review trade magazines, listen to tape, and spend time with good thinkers. And when something intrigues you, whether it's someone else's idea or the seed of an idea that you come up with yourself, keep it in front of you, put it in writing, and keep it somewhere in your favorite thinking place to stimulate your thinking. 2. Expose yourself of good thinkers. Spend time with the right people. As I worked on this section and bounced my idea off some key people so that my thoughts would be stretched, I realized something about myself. All of the people in my life whom I consider to be close friends or colleagues are thinkers. Now, I love all people. I try to be kind to everyone I meet, and I desire to add value to as many people as I can through conferences, books, audio tape, etc. But the people I seek out and choose to spend time with all challenge me with their thinking and their action. They are constantly trying to learn and grow. That's true of my wife, Margaret, my close friends, and the executive who runs my company. Every one of them is a good thinker. The writer of Proverbs observed that sharp people sharpen one another. Just as irons sharpens irons, if you want to be a sharp thinker, be around sharp people. 3. Choose to think good thoughts. To become a good thinker, you must become intentional about the thinking process. Regularly put yourself in the right place to think. Shape, stretch, and land your thoughts. Make it a priority. Remember, this is a discipline. Recently, I had breakfast with Dan Cathy, the president of Chick-fil-A, a fast food chain headquartered in the Atlanta area. I told him that I was working on a book, and I asked him if he made thinking time a high priority. Not only did he say yes, but he told me about what he calls his thinking schedule. It helped him to fight the hectic pace of life that discouraged intentional thinking. Dan says he set aside time just to think for half a day every 2 weeks, for 1 whole day every month, and for 2 or 3 full days every year. Dan explains, this helps me keep the main thing, since I am so easily distracted. You may want to do something similar, or you can develop a schedule and develop your own. You may want to do something similar, or you can develop a schedule and method of your own. No matter what you choose to do, go to your thinking place, take paper and pen, and make sure you capture your ideas in writing. 4, act on your good thoughts. Ideas have a short shelf life. You must act on them before the expiration date. World War I flying ace Eddie Rickenbacker said it all when he remarked, I can give you a 6-word formula for success. Think things through, then follow through. Allow your emotions to create another good thought. To start the thinking process, you cannot rely on your feelings. In Failing Forward, I wrote that you can act your way into feeling long before you feel your way into action. If you wait until you feel like doing something, you will likely never accomplish it. The same is true of thinking. You cannot wait until you feel like thinking to do it. However, I found that once you engage in the process of good thinking, you can use your emotions to feed the process and create mental momentum. Try it for yourself. After you go through the disciplined process of thinking and enjoy some success, allow yourself oops, someone texts. Try it for yourself. After you go through the disciplined process of thinking and enjoy some success, allow yourself to savor the moment and try riding the mental energy of that success. If you're like me, it's likely to spur additional thought and productive ideas. Repeat the process. 6, repeat the process. One good thought does not make a good life. The person who have one good thoughts and try to ride it for an entire career often end up unhappy or destitute. They are the one-hit wonder, the one book author, the one message speaker, the one-time investor who spend their life struggling to protect and promote their single idea. Success comes to those who have an entire mountain of gold that they continually mine, not those who find one nugget and try to live on it for 50 years. To become someone who can mine a lot of gold, you need to keep repeating the process of good thinking. Putting yourself in the right place to think. Becoming a good thinker isn't overly complicated. It's a discipline. If you do the 6 things I have outlined above, you will set yourself up for a lifetime of better thinking. But what do you do to come up with a specific idea on a day-to-day basis? I want to teach the process that I use to discover and develop good thoughts. It's certainly not the one that works, but it has worked for me well for me. Let me see. It's certainly not the only one that works, but it has worked well for me. Okay, good. 1, find a place to think your thoughts. If you go to your designated place to think, expecting to generate good thoughts, then eventually you will come up with some. Where is the best place to think? Everyone's different. Some people think best in the shower. Others, like my friend Dick Big, goes to the park. For me, the best place to think are in my car, on planes, and in the spa. Ideas comes to me in other places as well, such as when I'm in bed, I keep a special light writing pad on my nightstand for such time. I believe I often get thoughts because I make it a habit to frequently go to my thinking place. If you want to consistently generate ideas, you need to do the same thing. Find a place where you can think and plan to capture your thoughts on paper so that you don't lose them. When I found a place to think my thoughts found a place in me. 2, find a place to shape your thoughts. Rarely do ideas come fully formed and completely worked out. Most of the time, they need to be shaped until they have substance. As for my friend Dan Ryland says, they have to stand the test of clarity and questioning. During the shaping time, you want to hold an idea up to strong scrutiny. Many times, a thought that seems understanding late at night looks pretty silly in the light of day. Ask questions about your idea. Fine-tune them. One of the best ways to do that is to put your thoughts in writing. Professors, college presidents, and U.S. senators, S.I. Hayagawa wrote, "Learning to write is learning to think." You don't know anything clearly unless you can state it in writing. That's good. As you shape your thought, you find out whether an idea has potential. You learn what you have. You also learn some things about yourself. The shaping time thrills me because it's embodied humor. The thought that don't work often provides comic relief. Humility. The moment when I connect with God awes me. Excitement. I love to play out an idea mentally. I call it futuring it. Creativity. In these moments, I can unhamper by reality. Fulfillment. God made me for this process. It uses my greatest gifts and gives me joy. Honesty. As I turn over an idea in my mind, I discover my true motives. Passion. When you shape a thought, you find out what you believe and what really counts. Change. Most of the time, I have made it my life result from thorough thinking on a subject. You can shape your thoughts almost anywhere. Just find a place that works for you, where you will be able to write things down, focus your intention without interruption, and ask questions about your idea. 3, find a place that stretches your thoughts. If you come upon great thoughts and spend time mentally shaping them, don't think you're done and can stop there. If you do, you'll miss some of the most valuable aspects of the thinking process. You miss bringing others in and expanding ideas to their greatest potential. Earlier in my life, I have to admit, I was often guilty of this error. I want to take an idea from seed thought to solutions before sharing it with anyone. Even the people it would most impact. I did this both at work and at home. But over the years, I have learned that you can go much further with a team than you can go alone. I found a kind of formula that can help you stretch your thoughts. It says, the right thoughts plus the right people in the right environment at the right time for the right reasons equals the right result. Let's read that again. The right thoughts plus the right people in the right environment at the right time for the right reason equals the right result. Wow, that's powerful. This combination is hard to beat. Like every person, every thought has the potential of becoming something great. When you find a place to stretch your thoughts, you find that potential. Cool. Okay. All right. Find a place to land your thoughts. Author C.K. Jackson observes that great ideas need great gear as well as wings. Any ideas that remains only an idea doesn't make a great impact. The real power of an idea comes when it goes from abstraction to application. Think about Einstein's theory of relativity. When he published his theory in 1905 and 1916, they were merely profound ideas. The real power came with the development of the nuclear reaction in 1942 and the nuclear bomb in 1945. When scientists develop and implement Einstein's idea, the whole world changed. Likewise, if you want your thoughts to make an impact, you need to land them with others so that they can someday be implemented. As you plan for the application phase of the thinking process, land your ideas first with 1. Yourself. Landing an idea with yourself will give you integrity. People will buy into an idea only after they buy into the leader who communicates it. Before teaching any lesson, I ask myself 3 questions. 1. Do I believe it? 2. Do I live it? 3. Do I believe others should live it? If I can't answer yes to all 3 questions, then I haven't landed. Key players. Let's face it, no idea will fly if influencer don't embrace it. Okay. Key players. Let's face it, no idea will fly if no influencer don't embrace it. After all, they are the people who carry thoughts from ideas to implementation. Those most affected. Landing thoughts with the people on the firing line will give you great insight. Those closest to change that occur as a result of new ideas can give you a reality read. And that's important because sometimes, even when you're diligently completed the process of creating a thought, shaping it and stretching it with good thinker, you can still miss the mark. Very, very good book. I recommend this. Okay, so actually, I just only read the introduction. I haven't even got to chapter 1 yet. Okay, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go and read this to myself because it's getting good and I want to take notes. Yes. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. Good night. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you.